Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chapter 3, focusing on voiceless and voiced consonant sounds, distinguishing those two sounds. And if you have trouble with those sounds in isolation, we've looked at the position of those consonant sounds with initial consonant sounds, the main difference being aspiration, the burst of breath when you say pea, peace, peach, pig, right? We talked about aspiration as compared to vibration. Aspiration with voiceless consonant sounds that are initial consonant sounds, voiceless with aspiration, and vibration with voiced. We've also talked about vowel sounds sounding longer with final voiced consonant sounds. So these are some things that hopefully will help you tune your ear, and then also as you produce to make those distinguishments, so that way you can be better understood and better understand people when they speak in English with these minimal pairs. Here we're talking about a cultural concept as it relates to final consonant sounds. In English, this is British English and then also American English, perhaps Canadian English as well. If you don't know a woman well, or if the situation is formal, you might use one of the following titles before her family name or surname, or maybe even just alone without the family name if you don't know the person. This comes up all the time. This comes up when you say excuse me to someone, a young lady or an older woman, perhaps at the grocery store, or when you're in line at BART, or a client at work. You want to know how to address them politely. You probably have this in your own native language and culture. I know Korean, for example, boy, I mean, even with people then you don't use their name. You use family terms like brother, sister, older sister, uncle, or auntie, even with people that, are there is no family relationship. I know Spanish is a similar way. I hear Afghani students in our class referring to one another as brother and sister, which I think is really cool as I'm learning more about Afghani culture. So just to share with you a little bit about American English culture and how you would address a woman based upon their marital status. And then we can also base it on age as well. So we have Mrs. For married women that you know are married. Miss for an unmarried woman, and Ms with a z final consonant sound instead of a s final consonant sound. That's voiceless s and voiced z. Ms for an unmarried or married woman, if you want to be respectful. Ms is very common. Ms. For a young lady, perhaps. For a young lady, you're confident that she's probably not married or just young, then you would use Miss. Mrs. if there's no doubt that she's married at all. It says here, many women prefer the general title Ms. to Miss or Mrs. because Ms. does not indicate whether a woman might be married or not. So women tend to prefer Ms. rather than Miss or Mrs. because you don't distinguish whether the woman is married or not. And then just they're mentioning here that the final consonant there is voiced, and so it also sounds a lot longer, this vowel sound, because of the fact that it's voiced, a final voiced consonant sound. We talked about that just a moment ago. Final voiced consonant sounds make the vowel sound a lot longer. So we're going to do exercise 9 now. want you to listen out for whether or not you hear Mrs., Miss, or Ms. Mrs., Miss, and Ms. Now, Mrs. should be easy to distinguish because that's the only one with 2 syllables, right? You're listening for 2 syllables. Miss and Ms. you're going to distinguish by employing the knowledge that you have now with final voiced consonant sounds, that vowel should sound noticeably longer if the final consonant sound is voiced. So go ahead and give CD1 track 28 a listen, and for each one of those, check Mrs., Miss, or Ms. based upon what you hear.